Very good. Hi, friends. Doc South here. Another Lord's Prayer moment for you. I hope you're enjoying these. I'm trying to knock out one a day and I'm trying to keep them short and sweet and to the point. This one may not be. It may not be. But I've been so impressed with how people are doing little kindnesses here and there. Sometimes just a friendly hello, maybe not so much a handshake, but like a fist bump, thanking one person or another for just a simple kindness. Maybe something as simple as maybe they walked into a supermarket and there was no heavy cream on the shelf, and the already overworked dairy clerk went and back to see if there was some heavy cream, managed to find some, bring it out for the customer, and like that. Or the simple kindnesses where people are just saying thank you, or again, just doing what they can to be helpful. Maybe bringing pizzas to a rescue squad, that kind of thing. Yeah. And not just the emergency services getting, showered with praise as they well deserve to be or to receive. There's just folks being nice to one another. I'm finding this to be pretty cool. Wonderful thing to see, and it takes kind of the sting off the horror that we're facing with this this virus going around. Well, I noticed there was a section in my book that I'm writing, "The Light Across the Woods." I'm nowhere near done with it. In fact, I don't think I'm even but a third done, up to about 60,000 words, and it's going to be a biggie. But and I don't think it's going to be done for at least another year. But still, okay. Well, in this scene, now this is basically to just give you a brief synopsis. The wife and I are somehow or another enlisted into becoming apprentice angels, and go figure. Yeah. I'm not saying we deserve it, but we were, yeah, somehow or another we were drafted. And in this one particular scene, we're being shown all about the afterlife and what angels do day to day, that kind of thing. By the way, they don't sit around on clouds playing stupid harps. Okay, I'm just saying. But they got work to do. And God catches you sitting on a cloud playing a harp, man, you're going to get a talking to. Anyway, enough said. But in this, we arrived to go meet Jesus, and Jesus is up on his. He has a little home, kind of just a cabin up on top of a mountain. No, he doesn't have a mansion. No, he has a cabin, and he's got a few outbuildings. And well, we're coming by to visit him, and we as we approach his place, we see that he's in the backyard working on a snowmobile. Right, he's in his blue jeans and he's got a flannel shirt on, drinking a beer. Got a beer sitting on a tree stump, and we walk up and say hi, and well, long story short, the poor guy, as he's talking to us, he didn't realize the snowmobile was on quite as fast as it was, and he gets his fingers caught or his wrist caught in one of the drive belts. And well, he's hurt. Well, okay. And having had some rescue training, I run around and see what I can do to help him. Okay. We've got the bandage on and the dressing, and we're just sitting around now, sitting around a little bonfire that's in the backyard. Jesus has a few rocks, in a circle, and there's a fire going. It's chilly out. It's up on a mountaintop. Okay. And Sandy had a very good question, and I was kind of proud of her. Okay, here's how it went. Jesus, couldn't you, this is Sandy talking now, Jesus, couldn't you have just waved your hands to make your snowmobile work? Wouldn't that have been easier? I mean, gee, you really hurt your hand and all. Why make things hard when you can fix stuff with a poof, a wave of your hands? And that said, Sandy sipped her tea and waited. Jesus rubbed his sore hand and thought for a few seconds. By the way, this is the sore hand that I fixed. Then he spaketh, or is it spoketh? Well, it doesn't really matter. For the better part of a minute, he laughed a little and then spent an instant to choose his words. The first words out of his mouth were used to thank Sandy for a great question. Then then he went into answer mode. His eyes were smiling. I'm told that's a great sign. Frowning eyes on the Son of God might be the last thing you see before the train hits you right in the rear. Okay, Jesus went into action. Sandy, that question made my hand feel much better. Actually, it made all of me feel much better. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to give you an answer. Whoa, man, let me think. Where to begin? Jesus was about to go on a roll. His eyes were gleaming as he ripped my wound dressing off his sore hand. He asked us to look at the raw wound. It was a little bubbly and a bit raw looking. Nothing too horrible, but still, you could tell, man, that had to hurt. I figured that the Son of God suffered a mild second-degree burn with abrasions, and with a little care, it would heal in, well, maybe a day or two. He also might need an aspirin at bedtime, since the most burns that size hurt for some unknown reason. They start to hurt when the sun goes down. We watched as he waved his other hand over the affected site. Sandy and I were amazed to see the wound area healed. It healed completely right before our eyes. The healing didn't even take a second. Bingo, just like that, all was well. In fact, as an added bonus, a tattoo appeared on the exact spot where the burn once could have festered. The tattoo was simple. It consisted of 2 words. They were written in Old English style. One word was perfect, and right below it, the other word was poifict. Poifickt. Yeah. Jesus asked Sandy for her opinion. The wife looked the situation over. She wanted to think and observe before she spoke. I think Jesus wanted her to point out the one she liked best. Jesus mentioned to me to let Sandy have the floor. Then he turned his gaze to her and her alone. Sandy studied and thought real hard. I don't think I've ever seen her concentrate like she was doing just then. It took a minute or so, and then, well, my pretty wife smiled and calmly spoke. To tell you the truth, she said, I like both tattoos. One version is exactly correct and shows nice penmanship. It's pretty. It's very pretty. Actually, it's perfect. Okay. The other one, she says, well, that one's kind of funny. It's smudged a bit and the letters don't match up that well. I like them both, but I doubt I'd get tired of the goofy one. Sure, it's misspelled, but I get its intended meaning. Then again, the other one is perfect. I wouldn't get tired of that one either. They're both fine. I like them both. So what's the right answer? Sandy asked. They're both great. Neither one of them is better than the other. I score them as equal. I'd put one on one hand and one on the other hand. Then she smiled and laughed out loud and shouted. Yeah, she said, there's lots of ways to get to being perfect, and they all work perfectly well. You could have made your snowmobile run fine with a wave of your hand, but you enjoyed fixing it in a different way with hand tools. Either way, the darn thing will run as perfectly as you care to run it. Mike fixed your wounds nice enough. They'd have healed just fine in due time. You healed the sores, but you healed the sores with a flash. They healed just fine. I see right now, scratching where I see you right now, scratching where the wounds are. No matter what was done to help the healing, wounds still itch. That's just how it is. Either way, you healed up, and no matter what, it's a miracle. Either way. Geez, but I thought lightning was going to shoot out of her tiny ears. She was right. Miracles are where you find them. Some come thundering out of the blue and fall into your lap, and sure come with great, and some come with great effort and pain out of your sweat glands along with the sweat. Either way, the deal went down. Hush! Sandy hollered so loud that the poor folks in the valley below could could have heard her like she was standing right next to them. Miracles are everywhere, and anyone can do them. Holy crud! The only part of her statement that was made to echo was the holy crud. Yeah, echoed through the valleys below, up top below Jesus's little mountaintop bungalow. The phrase echoed far and wide and loud. Jesus hugged her and said, "How you didn't really give a flying hump what she said." They both danced a kind of polka style war dance around the ski mobile. Jesus was thinking about maybe making it snow in July, and then maybe build each of us a few extra snowmobiles just so we could all ride around in the summer on snowmobiles. I don't know. The thing is, I'm just so tickled as to how people are going out doing these simple little wonderful things for each other. It's really cool to see. And bad as this virus is, and it's bad, boy, it's amazing how people are really coming, answering the battle cry and fighting this evil thing. And helping each other. Good. Score one for the good guys. Huh? Okay. Anyway, I'll see you, friends. Thank you. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. So be it. There you go. I was just thinking, before I did this video, I was kind of chilly walking around the house thinking, oh, geez, kind of feel creepy cold. I put on my trucker's vest. That's all it took. I feel great. It's a miracle. Well, it is. It is if you sit down and think about it. Anyway, I'll see you later, friends. Thank you and God bless. Bye now.